Good morning, good evening, and welcome to A Kitchen's Hell. Today, we'll be having two previous contestants back on the show to help coach two of our brand new contestants making their debuts.
And I will be assisting them as well as coaching you all once again on a delicious recipe for all ages.
How delightful of you to interrupt with that one, Eleanor. Ha-ha! What a start to this season.
Well, Agatha, I was just helping you fill the gap in your speech you were leaving beautifully.
Oh, well, if that is the case, the gap I would highly recommend you throw yourself into is the void.
Only if you go in first, Agatha. Only if you go first.
Well, it looks like our first guest is arriving. I'm so terribly sad to see you go now, Eleanor.
Don't be silly, Agatha. We still have
the staff room. Our first guest returning from last season is... Oh, fuck.
Hello, youngin'. That is not the right laugh. It is I, here to help you feeble humanly women coach the cooking of the new competitors.
Meet the winner of last season, Krampus.
Oh, who is this? Well, I didn't expect to come here so soon, but fuck it. Welcome, denizens of the universe.
Hello and welcome to the show. You must be...
A pleasure to be making your humanly acquaintance. It would appear that your structural exoskeleton is quite different to that of the indescribable fleshy compartments observed in the entity earlier. Fascinating.
Ah, yes, you must be talking about corporate. Well, you are quite the personality. Listeners, Gork will be seen in the next broadcast competing with 12 other contestants, 2 more of which are arriving just now. Next, we have a fan favorite returning once again, as well as competing once again. We have the demigod of misfortune. How are you doing in this fine galactic wormhole on this broadcast, Lucky?
No, not again. Not again. Are you serious? Kill me. Like, genuinely kill...
Aha! Glad to have you back on the show. And finally, the next guest joining us is the one I'm sure you've all been waiting for. You may have heard the rumors, and the weariness may have temporarily left you when you sleep. I'm proud to introduce you all to...
the boogeyman.
Oh, you have some nice atmosphere around you, mister. Are you a mister? I cannot tell. All I can tell is that you're going to be interesting. This will be quite a lot of fun.
Humans, you should contain your extraterrestrial entity before I have to.
How wonderful you're already making friends. Well, our speed of light is limited, so now that we have introduced the guests for this broadcast, I shall now pass it over to my dear co-host.
No need for reintroductions, Agatha. So young and your memory's already failing you. Hello, listeners. As I mentioned earlier, I will be once again guiding you and the contestants through a delicious recipe.
Wow! It's the cooking section. Wow!
Today, we are cooking irreversible symmetrically shaped trauma. Did I say trauma? I meant tuna.
Oh, my favorite!
For the beginning of the recipe, I need all of you to grab your mimic bowls. I prefer to upsize mine by 1 meter, but for today, any hollow space will be perfectly fine. The key component of this recipe is to ensure that all ingredients are equal, so you will need to access and prepare your friendly, everyday parallel dimension to allow for perfect symmetry. Now that we are ready, you will need to gather the essence of evil into 3 fish and place them into the bowl. Any fish are fine, excluding red herrings. Avoid those at all costs.
In order to obtain the fish and gather the essence of evil, our previous contestants must pick a newcomer as a disciple and work together to get it done. How, may you ask? Well, corporate has requested that you learn via the contestants' experience.
Dun 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 dun. The competition. Dun 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 dun.
Hey, alien-looking thing, don't, crap. I mean, possibly... Wait, Agatha, shouldn't you be doing something?
Well, this has just got interesting. It appears Gork has somehow attached itself to the boogeyman and is hauling them both around the room.
You're like a bouncy ball that is not circular.
I am somehow feeling rattled right now. Boogie, you softy! I didn't raise you to be like this, you little...
Warning. A message from our sponsors. Warning. A message from our sponsors.
Crap! Everyone get down! Why? What's happening?
All right, listeners, the time has come. Earlier than expected. Lucky, work with the boogeyman, and Krampus work with Gork.
What are you so worried about?
You have heard of canned meat, but have you heard of meated cans? Why use a questionably inedible foundation to store food when you could use our immortally edible foundations instead? Get yours today at the dark retail for the low, low price of your soul. What's more, sacrifice your firstborn child for 5 cans and your soul back free! Limited time only, ethically sourced from the realm of torture, suffering not included.
You didn't get me this time, you little trickster! Possibly, maybe. I do perhaps inquire if anyone's current state is okay after that. I don't know why you just spoke like that, but I'm not scared. After all, I am the boogeyman. Where is my disciple?
Uh-oh. It appears that Gork, Gorb, and Gorglecork did not successfully avoid the advertisement.
I need to buy meated cans. Meated cans, meated cans, meated cans!
Meanwhile, it appears Lucky has only gathered red herrings. How unfortunate.
Please, allow me.
Oh, what's this? It appears as I speak, the boogeyman has thrown himself into the void. Should I contact corporate? This throws off our whole series plan.
Oh my!
Never mind, listeners. It appears for the first time ever, someone has left the void. And he has acquired fish.
I figured tuna would suffice. Oh my 4-leaf clover, this may possibly be the best thing I've ever experienced. Trust me, I can make it worse. You old blob of beans, stop looking for those weird ad things and start fishing. Back in my day, all entities would tremble when faced with Krampus.
It appears Team 1 is struggling to even begin catching fish, while Team 2 is on the home stretch. All that's left to gather is fear.
The only thing I gather is misery. Well, misery loves company, so allow me. Hear my words, feeble fish. You may run, you may hide, you may think you are safe, but I am always there, hiding in the dark corners of the night, waiting for the perfect time to strike. You will never be safe. You will never be alone.
Well, it's safe to say those fish are petrified.
Stating the obvious once again, Agatha. You really are on a roll today, aren't you? Anyways, let's get back to the recipe. Once the fish are in a bowl, you will need to use your pocket dimension to reflect an exact copy of the 3 fish. This allows a symmetrically shaped version of their worst selves for them to gaze upon in utter torment. How lovely!
Hold on one moment, Eleanor. It appears Gork has left our studio?
Meated cans, human meated cans!
Hold on, listeners. It appears a contestant has somehow gotten into my studio. I'll be right back.
At least we ain't being interrupted by the sponsor guy.
A brief intermission!
And back to the recipe. The final step of this delicacy is to then preheat your species converter to the tuna setting and wait approximately 2 decibels before inserting your 6 symmetrical fish into the capsule. Before closing the door, remember to recite your most traumatic memory to the fish.
I do not have one. I believe we are going to fail.
Finally, I can be of some use. Some events I have experienced could possibly be described as trauma. Being on that show, being in prison, being banished, being executed, being eliminated, being misgendered, being born, losing my loved ones, meeting corporate, and that guy in general. Look at God, the boogeyman speaking, Krampus. I'm not about to fucking...
I don't have trauma. I am Krampus, the bringer of trauma.
Meat cans!
Ha ha! And mine was meeting you, Eleanor.
Oh, you wound me, Agatha. We both know that's not the worst thing we've both been through. Now we are ready to close the door.
What do we do now?
We wait, of course.
For how long?
For however long it needs.
Meat cans.
The food is ready. The food is ready. The food is...
And it's done! If you follow the steps correctly, you should have 2 symmetrical shapes of tuna. You can present this dish however you desire. I personally recommend placing the fish upon purgatory pikes to truly emphasize the suffering, for not only will they linger on this moment for eternity, they will also never be able to recover.
It appears the only team that successfully completed the recipe is Team 2. You will have a friendly basket of nothing. And early access to the lobby dimension. Enjoy your stay, as we all look forward to seeing you both next time.
Why, thank you. How so generous.
The what dimension?
As for the other team, Krampus, it is my absolute pleasure to remove you from the show for the final time.
Shucks.
Thank you all for tuning into A Kitchen's Hell. Wherever you are and whenever you are, remember anything, yes, anything you think of actually exists in another dimension.
Oh, well, my organic friends. At night's end, who the fuck really cares where we make our food from? After all, a meal is only a meal when it's shared amongst like-minded entities. From Judas to Jesus, whoever the fuck those two are, nothing brings rivals together like fine cuisine. That's all, ghouls and banshees. And please, do leave your radios on for our own private dining experience. See you soon!